Hi, this is Mr. West, and these are the solutions for the practice test for Chapter 8. All right, first off, interpret parts of an expression. We are finding the greatest degree and deciding whether it's a monomial, binomial, or trinomial. So the greatest degree is the greatest exponent. In this case, degree is 3. And there are 3 terms, so that makes this a trinomial. Here, the greatest degree is 2. If you want, you can just circle it and just say degree. And there are 2 terms making it a binomial. Number 2, write the polynomial in standard form. Identify the leading coefficient. So standard form means get the terms with the bigger exponents and write them first. So the biggest one of all of these is 7r to the 5th because 5 is bigger than the others. Now go to the next one. So if I just kind of cross that out, next biggest exponent is this one. Next biggest is 5r squared. Next biggest is 14r. So we have to identify the leading coefficient, meaning what is the number in front of the biggest exponent term. So LC for leading coefficient, that's 7. Sum or difference. Here, add and subtract polynomials. So here, this plus makes a huge difference. So this is no different than writing that. After we rewrite it, if you rewrite it, combine those like terms. So 4y minus 7y is negative 3y. And then positive 5, negative 1, 5 minus 1 is 4. Right here, same thing, you're combining like terms. And because it's addition, you could really just remove those parentheses. So combine what you can, 2m squared and m squared, to 3m squared. 6m minus 5m is just m. And there's no other number other than 7, so we'll tack that on the end. And we're done. Simplify each expression. Anytime you have parentheses that says simplify, usually that means distribute. So negative 3 times negative 2 would be a positive 6. Negative 2, or n2 times n2 would be n to the 4th. Negative 3n squared times 3n would give you negative 9n cubed. And negative 3n squared times 4 is negative 12n squared. Right up here, find each product. This is where we FOIL it. Remember FOIL, front, outside, inside, and last. So FOIL. So we'll do the front 2, that's k times 5k, 5k squared, minus k times 1, which is k, plus 4 times 5k, and minus 4 times 1. Combine those like terms, and you're done. In this case, you have the same terms, both sides, but one's negative, one's positive. So you will end up with opposing terms in the middle. They cancel. So you get 64m squared minus 4. Anytime you have this situation, rewrite it twice. You have anything squared that's a polynomial, rewrite it the number of times that's given there. Now we FOIL it. And that's n squared plus 2n plus 2n. Combine those like terms, and you're done. Next up, find each product. So this is FOIL in a way, but instead of just FOIL, you'll have these kind of middle terms as well. So the point here really, just take the first term in the left parentheses and multiply it by every single term in the second, and same thing here. So 2t times 10t squared, 20t cubed. 2t times negative 2t, negative 4t squared. 2t times negative 4 is negative 8t. 1 times t squared is 10t squared, 10t squared. 1 times negative 2t, negative 2t. 1 times negative 4, minus 4. All right, so we know 20t cubed is going to stay the same. There are no other cubed terms. But we can combine 4t squared and 10t squared to get 6t squared. We can combine these two and get negative 10t. And then we just have our following answer or constant, minus 4. All right, down here, distributive property to factor each polynomial. So for factoring, you want to look at that number and that number. What is the biggest number I can divide 9 and 54 by? Well, I can divide both 9 and 54 by 9. Obviously, you can't be bigger than the one of the numbers. You can't be bigger than 9, so we'll use 9. 9 times what is 9y? 9 times y is 9y. Plus 9 times what is 54? 9 times 6 is 54. So we've factored it, and that is done. Down here, what's the biggest number I can divide 13 and 18 by? Well, that would be 3. What can I divide? There's variables in both terms. So I can actually factor out a q as well. So 3q times 1 gives you 3q minus 6q, because 3q times negative 6q is negative 18q squared. So that's as far as we can factor it. We are done there. With these solving problems, we're just going to X those out. All right, right here, factoring trinomials. So we're going to set up our t-chart. So we're going to have a multiply column, and it needs to, or two mystery numbers need to multiply to 54, and they need to add or subtract to 15. So if you look at all the factors, you will find that 9 times 6 equals 54, and 9 plus 6 is 15. So 9 and 6 are your factors, meaning you will set up two sets of parentheses. Should be x plus 9, x plus 6, and you're done. That's what we're looking for. Make another t-chart, multiply to 48, and add, subtract to negative 16. Looking at all the factors, you will find that negative 4 and negative 12 are divisible, or 48 is divisible by those two, and that negative 12 minus 4 will get you negative 16. Okay, so these are our two factors. Just going to rewrite. In this case, it's negative, so it's x minus 12 and x minus 4. I guess y is the variable, but whatever the variable is, it's minus 12 and minus 4. So in this case, our multiply number is negative 9, and our add subtract number is Not there, so that means it's 0. So what two numbers multiply to -9 but add or subtract to 0? Well, you'll find that 3 and -3 satisfy both situations. So there are my two factors, so I'm going to be x, doing the right order here. So x minus 3 comes from this -3. X plus 3 comes from this +3. All right, next up, again, these solving ones we're not going to do. Cross those out. Right here, 5x squared plus 34x plus 24. T-chart situation. So it's got to multiply to what these two multiply to, which is 120. And it must add, subtract to this number. So if you go through the list, 1 and 120, 2 and 60, 3 and 40, and 4 and 30, and you'll find that 4 and 30 multiplied gives you 120, and then added will get you 34. So there are your factors right there. Now anytime you have a number in front like this A term, well, first off, your multiply number is based off of that times that. So that's the first thing that's different. Next, when you get your factors, you're going to rewrite the first term. Then you're going to write in this case, 4x and a positive 30x. So these essentially replace this, and then you still have that last term right there. So if we combine these, you will get, and can factor out an x from these two, 5x plus 4, plus, then we can factor out a 6, x plus 4. That should be 5x plus 4, because 6 times 5x would get you to 30x, and then 6 times 4. Okay, so that should all be good. Now at this stage, you just want to combine what should be the same numbers and phrases in the parentheses. And then what's left? X plus 6. And there you go. Last one, T-chart. Or next to last one, I've got another one I'm going to do. You're going to take this term, this A term, times the C term, which means 2 times -9. So 2 times -9 is -18. The two mystery numbers that we found here and these other problems have to multiply to -18, and they have to add or subtract to -3. So what I'm going to do, looking through all the various options, I will find that the factors that work are -6 times 3. It'll get you to -18, and if added, we'll get you a -3. So we'll use those factors. Bring that 2x squared down. Bring that -9 down. Now, we'll add 3x and subtract 6x. So we're going to combine and combine. Or group is the word that the book uses. So what can we factor out of here? Well, we can factor in x. We can't factor anything numbers-wise. So there's that. And then we've got minus, let's call that a 3 and 2x plus 3. So if you did distribute -3 across, you'll find that indeed you would get back -6x minus 9. So we're going to take the x and -3, kind of the leftover, and multiply it times 2x plus 3. And there you go.